Hi, in this video I'm going to explain about the timer functions and objects in Web Technology Lab. First question, we have this to display the digital clock. That means we need to call time display function for every second. Then for that we need to access date time. That means in time we need to get in hours, minutes, and seconds. For every interval, for every 1 second, it will to display the function. Then for second question, to change the background for every 30 seconds. That means we need to change the background for every 30 seconds. For that we are using some random colors using RGB function. For that we have to declare some variables. That means red color we need to declare. And then for third question, we need to create an event handlers increase. That means increase the font size. When we move a cursor into that, the paragraph should zoom in, and when we move cursor out, the paragraph should zoom out. Then for the fourth question, we need to, when the user click, we need to move the stop button and start button. Then for the fifth question, we need to create an array. In that array, we need to display some. First, we need to create one variable. For that object name, we need to create. In that, we need to give some values as like that means in the question they have asked like they need to display John's register number, and we by using if else statements. Here, I will show the code one by one. Here this is the code for digital clock. To first we need to display the function, define the function. Here I am using variable character variables as d, and for the d we need to access the system date, and then for variable hours, d dot, that means display dot get hours, then get minutes, variable s is equals to d dot get seconds. That means here we need to print the output. That means document dot get element id time. That we need to get the time. Then inner element time plus hour, it will display the hour plus minute plus seconds. And we have to set the interval. That means for every second it will be, the time will be updated. Let's look into the output. Yes, this is a digital clock output. For every second the time is updating. This is the first question. Then yeah, for creating a dynamic background, that means we need to set background function for every 2 seconds. That means we need to change the background for every 2 seconds. Here we are using again function. That means we are using function name as set background. For that we are declaring some variables. Here we are using some RGB functions. For RGB functions, first we are declaring variable red color math.floor math.random into RGB color. That means it will change every 2 seconds randomly. That first it will change into red, that every after 2 seconds it will change into blue. For the output, document dot get element id by tag name, then style is equal to background color. That means here we have the displayed the color. For the it will display the output. Let's look into the output. See here, for every 2 seconds it will change the background color as shown in as I entered in the code. Here it will display the RGB functions like 10. Third question, we need to create the event handlers. That means if we move cursor into that, the paragraph should be zoom in. This is the code for that. Here I am using one mouse event handlers. If we on mouse over, that means If you move that mouse cursor into that, it will increment the size. If you move out of the paragraph, it will decrease the size. For that, here again I am declared the function increment. We need to declare two functions in this. First function, I need to increase the size. That means document dot get id. Here I am using paragraph id. That means this paragraph id as one. Then style is equal to for, if we move cursor into that, it will font size display as 40 pixels and decrease size is 20 pixels. Here is the output. As per the experiment, if we move cursor into the paragraph should zoom in. Yeah, if you move out the cursor, the paragraph goes to normal state. Yes, this is a then we need to create one animation. That means the car should move from initial state to some end state. That means for that we are using one buttons, one button, two buttons, start and stop buttons, and one image. For that we have some JavaScript functions and animation. I will show the code. Yes, here I am declaring the variables image object as null and animation. Then function init means the function should start from initial state. Then here we have created some three objects. Document.get element by id. That means image it will be accessed. Then image object dot style position equal to relative. Image dot style is equal to left 0 pixels. That means the image should start from left side 0 pixel full. Then function move right. That means initial position to that from left we are moving the car. That means car to right. Here I am using move right function. Here pairs int image dot style is equal to 10 pixels. Animate is equals to set interval move right 200. Here I am using call move right in for every 20 milliseconds. It will move to right. For function, here we have another function stop. That means if you click on the stop button, it comes to the initial state. For that, here I am using clear timeout. That means it will for clear timeout animate image dot object. Here I am using image object tagline that it will starts to the 0. It comes into normal state. Window dot onload is equal to initial state. It then image id is equal to src. That means I am this is the id of the image and this is the image name. Here I am giving two buttons. One is for value move right. That means the animation will moves on right. If you click the second button is value stop. If you click on the stop button, it will stop. That means come into the rest state. Let's look into the output of that. Yeah, this is the output and this is my image which I have inserted into the in the code. If we click on this button, the car should start from the for every 20 milliseconds it will go move right. See, it's going for every 20 milliseconds. If you click the stop button, it comes into the normal state. That means in rest state. Then yeah, we need to create an array. For that we create an array of objects. For here we need to create on student name variables array name as students. In that we need to display some register numbers and name of the student, the date of birth before and after. I will show the code. Same here we are using this variable object name. That means property as 1 and property no 2 is equals to my name. Then property 3 date of birth. Then what's the book you wrote. Then type of the book and in which year you have published that book. For that, here I am using for loop variables, that is equal to initially starts from 0. I is equal to object name dot length. It will take the object name length and it increments after that. And for accessing property, document dot get element by yo, that means this division. Here I have given division id as yo, and inner element object name of I plus object name of I property 1 property 2. Then here for that, again we are using for loop, for changing length. If object of I property 3 greater than 1980, that means it will display the property book was published after 1980. Then otherwise it will display book was published before 1980. This is let's look into the code. Yeah, this is the output. It will display the output as like this. My book is my book by Vamsi on 1980. If the book was published before 1980, the book one was published after 1980, it will show the output as that. Thank you.